1972 wasn't just another year in music history, it was the year that changed everything. While Nixon dominated headlines and the Vietnam War raged on, something magical was happening on the airwaves. 12 songs climbed to the very top of the charts, each capturing a piece of America's soul during one of its most turbulent times. From folk rock epics that radio stations refused to play, to soul anthems that united a divided nation, these weren't just hits, they were cultural phenomenon. Let's count down the 12 number one songs that made 1972 unforgettable. Number 12, Brand New Key, Melanie.
Roller skates, you got a brand new key.
January 1972. This seemingly innocent roller skating ditty kicked off 1972 with a bang, spending 3 weeks at number one and becoming Billboard's 9th biggest song of the entire year. Melanie's homespun folk rock tune charmed mainstream radio with its breezy innocence and irresistible sing-along chorus. But behind those playful lyrics about roller skates and keys, critics whispered about hidden sexual metaphors that made radio programmers squirm. What most people didn't know, this former Woodstock performer had crafted one of the year's most cleverly disguised double entendres, wrapped in a melody so catchy that even skeptics couldn't stop humming along. While Melanie's playful charm opened the year, February brought something entirely different, an 8-minute epic that changed everything. Number 11, American Pie, Don McLean. February 1972. Don McLean's sprawling masterpiece went 4 weeks at number one, proving that American audiences were hungry for something deeper than 3-minute pop songs. This wasn't just a song, it was a cultural dissertation set to music, with McLean weaving together references to Buddy Holly, Bob Dylan, and the cultural upheaval of the 1960s. Radio stations initially balked at its 8.5-minute length, but listeners demanded it so relentlessly that programmers had no choice but to surrender. What made a generation obsess over dissecting every single line? This song became their Rorschach test. And even today, the original manuscript sells as a piece of American cultural history. From epic storytelling to intimate soul, Al Green was about to teach America a new kind of romance. Number 10, Let's Stay Together, Al Green.
Let's stay together.
February 1972. When Al Green's silky voice caressed the airwaves with Let's Stay Together, it marked a seismic shift in soul music. This wasn't the high-energy Motown sound of the 60s. This was something entirely new, smooth, sensual, and sophisticated. Producer Willie Mitchell's minimal arrangements at Royal Studios in Memphis created the perfect backdrop for Green's intimate vocal style, essentially inventing what would become quiet storm soul. The song dominated both pop and R&B charts for weeks, proving that audiences were ready for a more mature, nuanced approach to love songs. Critics called it a masterclass in restraint, but for listeners in 1972, it was pure magic. If Green's romance felt warm and inviting, the next number one delivered something entirely different, pure emotional devastation. Number 9, Without You, Harry Nilsson.
If living is without you, I can't.
February through March 1972. Harry Nilsson took a relatively small ballad written by Badfinger and transformed it into one of the most emotionally devastating songs of the decade. His soaring vocals and lush string arrangements created what many consider the template for every power ballad that followed. The song dominated charts for 4 weeks and became Billboard's 4th biggest hit of 1972. But what made it truly special was Nilsson's ability to convey heartbreak so convincingly that listeners felt every note pierce their chest. The track earned a Grammy nomination for Record of the Year and broadened Nilsson's audience far beyond its novelty hit reputation. Decades later, when Mariah Carey covered it in the 90s, she was playing homage to Nilsson's definitive interpretation, While Nielsen broke hearts across America, Neil Young was about to deliver his only #1 hit with something completely unexpected. Number 8, Heart of Gold, Neil Young. March 1972. For an artist known for electric guitar experiments and complex compositions, Neil Young's lone #1 hit was surprisingly simple. Heart of Gold represented everything audiences craved in 1972: honesty, vulnerability, and a return to rootsy basics after the excesses of the late 60s. Recorded during Nashville's session for his Harvest album, the song's country-tinged folk rock struck a chord with listeners seeking authenticity in an increasingly complex world. Critics called it the perfect example of the early 70s back-to-basics movement, but for Young himself, the massive success felt bittersweet. He worried that such mainstream appeal might compromise his artistic edge. Speaking of unexpected hits, a British-born band was about to capture America's imagination with a desert song that some radio stations tried to ban. Number 7, A Horse with No Name, America.
The desert on a horse with no name, it felt good.
March 1972. America's atmospheric desert epic became a massive crossover hit despite, or perhaps because of, the controversy that briefly surrounded it. Some radio stations initially banned the song, mistakenly believing horse was slang for heroin, but that only fueled listener curiosity and demand. Written by Dewey Bunnell and recorded in London, the track's sparse 2-chord structure and evocative desert imagery created something entirely new. A pastoral, almost meditative pop song that captured the early 70s fascination with wide open spaces and spiritual journeys. Critics compared its sound to Neil Young and Crosby, Stills and Nash, but America had crafted something uniquely their own, a gold-certified hit that launched their enduring career. From Desert Dreams to Intimate Whispers, Roberta Flack was about to dominate 1972 with the year's most unlikely blockbuster. Number 6, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, Roberta Flack.
Ever I saw your face.
April through May 1972. Roberta Flack's haunting interpretation of Ewan MacCowell's ballad became the year's most dominant single, spending 6 consecutive weeks at #1 and finishing as Billboard's #1 song for all of 1972. But this success story almost never happened. Flack had recorded the song years earlier for her debut album, where it sat gathering dust until Clint Eastwood featured it in his 1971 film, Play Misty for Me. The movie's success introduced the song to a massive new audience who couldn't get enough of Flack's restrained, cinematic interpretation. Radio programmers were initially skeptical. At over 5 minutes, it was far too slow and introspective for typical pop radio. But audiences demanded it, proving that sometimes the most unlikely songs became the biggest hits. Why did this quiet ballad resonate so deeply with listeners? The track won Grammy Record of the Year and established Flack as one of the era's most important artists. If these stories are changing how you hear these classics, subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're just getting started with the surprises. Number 5, Oh Girl, The Chi Lights. May 1972. The Chi Lights achieved their only #1 hit with this tender soul ballad that perfectly captured the group's signature sound. Written and led by Eugene Record, Oh Girl combined heartfelt lyrics with the smooth group harmonies that defined Chicago soul. The song's emotional directness and warm arrangement resonated with both R&B and pop audiences, proving that sophisticated soul music could still connect with mainstream listeners. What made the track special was its restraint. In an era where many soul acts were moving toward more elaborate productions, the Chi Lights kept something simple and focused on pure emotion. But if you wanted to hear soul music at its most joyous and uplifting, the Staple Singers were about to deliver something truly special. Number 4, I'll Take You There. The Staple Singers. June 1972. Do you remember when a song could unite people across all backgrounds and beliefs? The Staple Singers, I'll Take You There, became exactly that kind of unifying anthem when it topped both pop and R&B charts in June 1972. Produced at Muscle Shoals with that legendary rhythm section, the track combined gospel themes with an infectious groove inspired by reggae, specifically The Liquidator. But what made it truly special was Mavis Staples' commanding vocal performance over a deceptively simple two-chord structure. The song sold millions of copies and became both a spiritual anthem and a subtle social statement, proving that music could still bring people together during turbulent times. From spiritual uplift to pure pop pleasure, Neil Diamond was about to prove that sometimes the simplest songs are the most powerful. Number 3, Song Sung Blue, Neil Diamond.
Song sung blue.
July 1972. Neil Diamond's second number 1 hit proved that in 1972, audiences still craved songs they could sing along with. Song Sung Blue was deliberately simple, a breezy, melodic tune inspired by classical motifs, but designed for maximum singability. Critics were mixed on its straightforward approach, but the public embraced it wholeheartedly. Diamond understood something that many artists miss. Sometimes the most universal songs are the ones that don't try to be clever or complex. The track's warm, comforting chorus made it perfect for both radio and Diamond's increasingly popular live performances. However, while Neil Diamond celebrated simple pleasures, Bill Withers was about to deliver a message that America desperately needed to hear. Number 2, Lean on Me, Bill Withers. July 1972. In a year marked by political division and social unrest, Bill Withers offered something revolutionary, a simple call for human connection. Lean on Me spent 3 weeks at number 1 and became one of Billboard's top songs of 1972. But its impact went far beyond chart success. Drawing on his coal mining West Virginia roots, Withers crafted an earnest, gospel-tinged anthem about mutual support that resonated across all racial and regional lines. A sparse, piano-driven arrangement put Withers' honest vocals front and center, creating a song that felt like it came from the heart of America itself. Churches, community groups, and radio stations across the country embraced it as an anthem of unity, proving that people still needed each other. As 1972 drew to a close, one final number 1 hit was about to make the biggest cultural statement of all. Number 1, I Am Woman, Helen Reddy.
I am woman, hear me roar.
December 1972. Helen Reddy's I Am Woman closed out 1972 with the most culturally significant number 1 hit of the year. The song that began with the iconic line, I am woman, hear me roar, became the definitive anthem of the women's liberation movement. But its journey to the top wasn't easy. Initially slow to gain traction, the song built momentum through grassroots support from women's groups and Reddy's strategic television appearances. Radio programmers were divided. Some embraced its empowering message, while others found it too political for their playlists. But women across America made their voices heard, requesting the song until it became impossible to ignore. When it finally reached number 1 in December, it wasn't just a chart victory. It was a cultural milestone that won Reddy a Grammy and remains one of the most important anthems ever recorded. From Melanie's playful innocence to Helen Reddy's powerful declaration of independence, 1972's number 1 hits told the story of a nation in transition. These 12 songs weren't just the biggest hits of the year, they were the soundtrack to a pivotal moment in American history. Which of these 1972 chart toppers do you think had the biggest cultural impact that we still feel today? Drop your thoughts below. Subscribe for more musical deep dives and hit that notification bell.